Storm Gertrude has caused damage and disruption as it battered Scotland, with gusts reaching more than 100 miles per hour in Shetland. The Met Office has issued a red warning, meaning danger to life, for Shetland until 1600 hours. Winds have gusted to 105 miles per hour at Lerwick on the islands, the Met Office said. Across Scotland, schools have been shut, homes have lost power, trains, flights and ferries have been cancelled and bridges were closed. In Edinburgh, a man in his 30s sustained head injuries when he was knocked down by flying debris. He is in a stable condition and being treated at Edinburgh Royal Infirmary. An earlier amber warning has now become a yellow alert for wind and snow which covers much of the UK and Northern Ireland. The Scottish Environment Protection Agency, Sepa, has issued more than 40 flood warnings. Loganair said 11 flights in and out of Shetland scheduled for Friday have been cancelled because of the weather. The airline said passengers could find information on its website about rebooking flights. Trains between Edinburgh and London have been delayed with some East Coast services north of Newcastle cancelled altogether, after high winds resulted in damage to overhead power lines along the route to Berwick. ScotRail has announced a raft of cancellations and reduced services for Friday. 1 in 10 services were cancelled and no trains ran north of Inverness, or from Perth to Inverness, until late afternoon. Trains from Glasgow to Oban, Fort William and Mallaig were also affected, as were services to Stranraer and the Clyde coast. Glasgow to Edinburgh trains have been running half-hourly. Network Rail said flooding at Dalgais Viaduct near Pitlochry has shut the line between Perth and Inverness. The weather has caused major travel disruption for drivers with bridges being closed across Scotland. The Forth Road Bridge, Tay, Kessock, Skye and Erskine bridges have now reopened to cars but remain closed to high-sided vehicles. An HGV overturned on the M9 at Craigforth, just outside Stirling, and the emergency services were called out to lorries blown over on the A96 near Huntly, the M9 near Dunblane and the A90 between Glamis and Forfar. In Edinburgh, a tree fell onto the roof of a bus on Corstorphine Road, although no injuries were reported, and in Aberdeen drivers had to avoid a trampoline blown onto the Newton Hill flyover near the A90 at about 6 o'clock. A landslide closed the A82 between Spion Bridge and Invergarry for a while, leading to a 154-mile diversion. Power lost. Strong winds and lightning strikes have left thousands of people without electricity. Scottish hydro repair crews have restored power to 11,000 customers, but 2,800 homes and businesses remained disconnected late on Friday afternoon. West Coast ferry operator Caledonian MacBrayne has also warned of disruption to its services. All 26 routes have been affected either by cancellations or delays. All schools on the Western Isles, Orkney and Shetland are closed, along with a number of schools in the Highlands.